Giving you the explanation of display of hello world using internal UART. UART stands for Universal Asynchronous Receiver as well as Transmitter. So for this particular experiment, we'll be making use of UART 0. LPC 1768 supports 4 UARTs. Among the 4 UARTs, you'll be just making use of UART 0. So you have to select UART 0 for the peripheral configuration. PCON stands for your peripheral pin configuration. So under that, it comes under bit 3. You can see bit 3 is nothing but it is connected to UART 0. So for PCON P, you all know that LPC 768 is nothing but an 32-bit micro kind of processor. So you will be having 32 bits over there. Under those 32 bits, UART 0 is connected to pin number 3. So just make this pin number 3 as high. Rest all pin values will be 0. Since it is a 32-bit, you will be having another 4 here, 4 digits here, 4 digits here, 4 digits here. 4, 4, 8 plus 4, 12, 12 plus 4, 16, 16 plus 4, 20, 20, 24, 28, 32. So rest all bit values will be zeros. So the configuration what you are going to get is nothing but 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0. This 1, 0, 0 is nothing but 8. So the address what you have to pass on is 0x000 0008. So this is how you are going to initialize UART 0. So after that, you have to select since UART stands for Universal Asynchronous Receiver and Transmitter. So you have to configure UART 0 transmitter as well as receiver. So you can see that it will function as transmit 0 and receive 0 only when the values on the pin select 4, 5 is nothing but 0, 1 and 7, 6 is 0, 1. Since we are making use of UART 0, so you have to select transmit 0 as well as receive 0. So it will function as transmit 0 and receive 0 only when the values on these pins 4 and 5 and 7 and 6 is nothing but 0, 1, 0, 1. So next see how we have to configure this as transmit 0 as well as your receive 0. So you should have pin select 0. You have to select which pin is going to work as transmit 0 and receive 0. Again follow the same rule. You will be having 0, 1, 2, 3 which is other 4 bits. Then you will be having 4, 5, 6 and 7. I need not need to concentrate on the rest of the bits because the rest of the bits values will be 0 itself. So 4 and 5, in order to function this as transmit 0 and receive 0, the values on 5 and 4 should be 1, 0 and the value and 7 and 6, 5 and 4 and 5 is connected to transmit 0, 7 and 6 is connected to receive 0. So the values on these pins should be 0, 1 and 0, 1. It will function as transmit 0 and receive 0 only when the values on 7 and 6 is 0, 1 and 5 and 4 is nothing but 0, 0, 1. Right? So 0, 1, 0, 1 is nothing but it is 5. In binary it is 0, 1, 0, 1. In decimal it is 5. So you have to place the value as 0x0000050. So that means you are selecting transmit 0 as well as receive 0. So you will have various registers. You have to initialize various registers in the case of your Universal Asynchronous Receiver and Transmitter. The various registers what you people are going to make use of is listed here. You have FCR. FCR stands for FIFO Control Register. LCR stands for Line Control Register. You can see it is going to control frame formatting as well as it is used for break generation. LSR stands for your Line Status Register. It contains flags for transmit and receive status. It includes line errors. You have THR. THR stands for Transmit and Hold Register. This is the register wherein you are going to pass on the message. So this register is very, very important. Transmit and Hold Register. So it is going to hold the character to be transmitted. Then you will be having your divisor latch enable, you will be having divisor latch least significant bit, and you will be having divisor latch most significant bit. So since you have to transmit the data here, you are going to transmit the data serially over here. So that's why you will be requiring a clock at which the data is going to be transmitted. So that's why we have to enable even your divisor latch enable. So these are the various registers that is used in the process of transmitting your data asynchronous, for transmitting as well as for the receiving of the data asynchronously. So you have to remember all these registers, and we have to configure all these registers: FCR, LCR, LSR, THR, DLL as well as your DLM. So next we'll see each registers in detail. So you have the next, which is nothing but your line control register. So you have to select how many bit character you are going to transmit here. Since everything whatever we are going to transmit, it is nothing but transmitted digitally. So the standard representation to convert the text into a code, what we are going to make use of here is nothing but your ASCII character set. So in the case of ASCII, as we all know that ASCII stands for American Standard Code for Information Interchange. So each character requires 8 bits. So each character is represented as an 8-bit binary code. So that's why here you people have to select 8-bit. So on the bit 0 and 1, the value should be 11, because we are going to make use of your ASCII character set. So each character will be represented by your 8 bits. So here we are going to make use of one stop bit. So bit value 2 should be 0. We are not going to make use of any parity here. So the values on pin number 3, pin number 4 and 5, bit number 3, bit number 4 and 5 will be zeros. We are not going to make use of any break control. So obviously the value on 6 also will be 0, bit 6 will also be 0. And since we have to transmit the data serially here, we have to make use of your divisor latch. So we have to enable what? We have to enable your divisor latch. So just see the configuration for your LCR. So LCR again here stands for your line control registers. So I'll write on the bits. We have to concentrate on the bits from 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 and 7. As you can see from here, it is bits number 8 to 31. It is being reserved. So we are not going to make use of this particular bits. We have to just we have to select appropriately, and we have to place the value on the bits from 0 to 7. So here, since we are selecting 8-bit character length, so the values on bit 0 and 1 should be 11, as you all have seen from the PPT, and we are just going to make use of one stop bit. So the value should be what? The value should be 0. Since 0 is nothing but one stop bit, we are just making use of one stop bit. So if you are making use of one stop bit, the value on the bit 2 should be 0. And since we are not making use of any parity here, the values on bit 3, 4 and 5. Well, if you are making use of parity, then we have to have a parity select. Since we are not enabling the parity at all, so the value on bit 3 will be 0, as well as bit 4 and 5 also will be 0 and 0. We are not going to make use of any kind of your break control. So the value on your bit 6 also will be 0, and we will be making use of your divisor latch. So the value on the divisor latch will be 1. Rest all values on the bits will be what? From the bit 8 up till 31, the value will be 0 on all these bits. So we all know that 100 is nothing but 8, and 0011 is nothing but 3. So this gives me a configuration of 0x 0000083. So this is how you are going to configure your LCR. The value on your LCR will be 0x 000083. Clear? So this is the value on your LCR. The next register what we are going to have is nothing but this is the diagram of your universal asynchronous receiver and transmitter. So you will be having, this is nothing but your transmitter section and this is nothing but your receiver section. So you can see here you have your divisor latch, you can see all these registers. So that's why we have to initialize all these registers here. You have your FIFO control, you have your line control, then you have your divisor latch and all those things. So this, you require a baud rate for the transmission as well as for the reception of your data. So that's why you have to configure all these particular registers. Clear? You will be having a register, another register which is nothing but your transmit and hold register. Only if the data is available in that particular register to transmit, only then you people are going to transmit. Otherwise we are not going to transmit any kind of your data. So this is the block diagram of your universal asynchronous receiver as well as transmitter. So next, as I said to you, we have an important register which is nothing but transmit and hold register. So we have to concentrate on this register. You have to check whether this particular register is empty or not. If it is not empty, then only you have to start with the transmission of your data. So if it is empty, you need not need to transmit any kind of data. So here we are not going to check whether this register is going to hold any data or not. We are just going to check whether the register is empty. If it is empty, we do not need to transmit. If it is holding the data, that means it is not empty. We have to start off with the transmission. So here we are just going to check whether it is empty or not. So you can see that, so your transmit and hold register is being connected to your bit 5. Bit 5 is nothing but THR. So it means to say that if it is 0, it contains valid data. If it is 1, it is nothing but empty. As I said, we are not going to check whether it is going to contain data or not. First we have to identify whether this particular register is empty or what. So that's why we have to check whether it is empty or not. So to check this, so we can see that a bit 5 is connected to transmit and hold register. So you will be having 4, 5, 6 and 7. Make this bit as high. If it is 1, it means to say that it is empty. If it is 0, it contains the valid data. So I have to check whether this register is empty or not. So I have to make this bit 5 as 1. So you will be getting your decimal equivalent as 0010 is 2. And this is nothing but 20. So the corresponding value what you people will have is nothing but 0x20. You have to define this. You have to define THR which is equal to 0x20. So you have to check whether it is empty or not. So that is what you people have to check in your program. If it is not empty, then you start off with the transmission of your data. Then the next register what you have is nothing but your file control register, which stands for your FCR. Under your file control register, you should have your FIFO enable. Then you should have your only thing is nothing but you should have only your FIFO enable. FIFO enable, you have to reset your receiver FIFO and you have to reset your transmitter FIFO. So we'll go back here. So you have to enable your FIFO. So what should be the value in your bit 0? The value in your bit 0 should be 1. You have to reset. So for resetting it should be 1. You have to reset your transmit FIFO. So again it is nothing but 1. So rest all values will be what? Rest all values will be 0. So file control registers, you have to just configure only the bits 0, 1, 2 and 3. You have to enable your FIFO. To enable the value on this bit should be 1. You have to reset. For receiver FIFO reset, the value in bit 1 should be 1. And for your transmit FIFO reset, the value in bit 2 also should be 1. Rest all values will be 0. So you have to configure this register as 0x000007. So what you are doing here? You are enabling your FIFO. You are resetting your receiver FIFO. You are resetting your transmitting FIFO. Clear? So that is what you are going to do. So we'll go back to the logic of your program. So this is the program of UART what you people have. So you have by this time you all know this particular initialization. So you have to define the character, you have to define the array. So what is the message you are going to transmit? So the message what I am going to transmit here is nothing but hello world. It is not necessary that you should always transmit hello world. You can give any data of any length over here. So as I said we have to check whether this transmit and hold register is empty or not. So you're going to define it as what? You're going to define thr_empty. So when do you know whether it is empty? If the value it is 20, it means to say that this particular register is nothing but empty. So this is the main part of your program here. So you'll go here, you'll be having an array. The pointer will be pointing to that particular array. First you're going to check whether that particular array is nothing but null. If it is not null, then you will come back to this particular while loop. So what you're going to do here, you all know that it is nothing but you will be having LPC_UART0. You will be having your line status register. So you all know the line status register will be ANDed with this particular thr_empty. And you're going to check, you're going to add if both these values are 20 and 20, what it is going to happen? It means to say that it is empty. So you're not going to transmit any data. So if this LSR is not empty, that means to say that your transmit and hold register is having some amount of data to be transmitted, then what it is going to happen? So it will come back here and it will start transmitting your data. You can see that your pointer is pointing to an array. So each time you have to increment the array, as in when you're going to transmit the data, the pointer should be incremented unless and until it is going to become 0. So here the transmission will be done from the least significant bit. You are not going to transmit first H, first you are going to transmit D, L, R, etc. Lastly you will be transmitting your H. It will be transmission will be done from your LSB to your MSB bit, and this is nothing but a delay program what we have. For I equal to 0, I less than 60,000, I plus plus, because you have to check, you have to see the data. The data is being getting transmitted here, so you have to see the data. Clear? So that's why we have to introduce the delay, otherwise we cannot see the transmission of the data. So this configuration already I have said you people, already this part has been explained. This is nothing but the initialization of all the registers that is basically used for the transmission. So one part I have not explained, which is nothing but divisor latch enable, how we have got this value as 0x1a. So you have to remember this particular formula, which is nothing but baud rate. Baud rate is equals to peripheral clock divided by 16 into baud rate. So your peripheral clock is nothing but 4 megahertz. So 4 megahertz is nothing but 4 into 10 power 6 divided by 16. The baud rate at which we are going to transmit here is nothing but 9600. When you divide this whole value, you will be getting it as 26, and its hexadecimal value is nothing but 001A. So this is what we have included in our program. So which is nothing but in the value in your most significant bit will be 0. Only we are going to load the value only in your least significant bit. So which is nothing but 0x1a. I think here everything is being given here. Given here. You should have a baud rate of 9600, and clock what we are going to make use of is nothing but 4 megahertz. So I think all this has been explained.